Life, what's happening? Um, I hope you're all doing well. Once again, it is a very beautiful day here in Pattaya, Thailand. It's supposed to be rainy season, but guys, it's not raining. Like, what happened to rainy season? Like, where the hell did rainy season go? Today's video is a pretty chill one. We're just going to be kind of
It
just
is
hanging
a
out
very beautiful day here in Pattaya,
while I get
Thailand.
ready for
It's
my
supposed to be
day.
rainy season,
I hope
but
everyone is doing well.
guys,
I hope
it's not
life is
raining.
good. Like, what happened to rainy season? Like, where the hell did
Adjust
rainy
my
season
camera a
go?
little bit here.
Today's
Was I late?
video is a pretty chill one. We're just going to be kind of
It
just
is
hanging
a
out
very beautiful day here in Pattaya,
while I
Thailand.
get ready
My
for
bad, my
my
bad.
day.
It's supposed to be rainy season.
What's up,
I
Richard?
hope
But everyone
how's
is
life in
doing
Texas?
well.
Are you in
Guys,
Texas
I hope
right now?
life
Not
is
raining.
good. Like, what happened to rainy season? Like, where
Echo?
the hell did
Adjust
rainy
my
season
camera a
go?
little bit here.
Appreciate it, dude. I think Echo should be gone now, right? Good morning, guys. Good morning. Yeah, I should have fixed the echo. Echo should be fixed now. I always have like the all good now. Yeah, I always have the live stream up on like my desktop to make sure that I'm actually live. And then I always forget to mute the live stream. So you're actually hearing me through the microphone and through my own live stream at the same time. Yeah, so good morning, guys. If you're joining this on replay, I have a public service announcement. The past couple days, I've had a few people confused. They've left comments. What is up with these live streams? Why don't you go back to making YouTube videos? What is this like 2 hour long live stream thing that you're doing? Where are the YouTube videos? One of the most difficult things for me as a full-time content creator on YouTube is I have a very low tolerance for stupidity. It's I've gotten better over the years. Um, these days, I no longer spend half my day telling idiots that they're idiots. But if you're one of the people that can't read the title of this YouTube channel where it says CB Live, this is not my main YouTube channel. People are I have multiple people complaining over the past couple days about live streams on the CB Live channel. This is my live streaming channel. I have another YouTube channel that is where the YouTube videos are. Before you complain about the content on a live streaming channel being live streaming, please check what channel you're on. I have very I'm getting better. I've gotten a lot better over the past couple years, but one of the most difficult things about doing this is being tolerant of stupid people because there's a lot of stupid people on the internet. Like, oh my god, like you guys really have no idea. Y- They're 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 not hating. They're just stupid because they can't read a YouTube channel name. I've gotten a lot better. I no longer spend half my days telling idiots that they're idiots, but it's a very difficult thing. Uh, but yeah, what is up? Good morning. Hello from Bangkok. Bangkok is in the house. Discovering Thailand. Thank you. It is good to be back. It is so good to be back home. Man, just I feel at home here more than any other place in the world, and I absolutely love it. How's Bangkok right now? Is it raining a lot? What is up with this live stream on the live streaming channel? Yeah, the live streams aren't for everyone, and that's okay. You know, that's another thing that people on the internet have to understand that not everything is for everyone. That is another thing that a lot of people on the internet just don't get that. They can't comprehend the fact that not everything is for everyone, you know? There's lots of stuff on the internet that I see and I go, "Well, that's dumb," but I have to understand that, you know, that content is not for me. You know, that content is for someone, you know? I mean, there's people out there that make content about the craziest things, bro, that you look at stuff and you go, Do people watch this?" But they get millions of views. They get way more views than I get. So, you just yeah, you have to understand that not everything is for everyone, you know? Lots of people when I used to make a lot of, my videos, during the pandemic, when I was still making a lot of videos about, being an expat and living in Thailand, the travel stuff, most of my content was targeted toward people that were new to traveling, that were new to Thailand, and, because those are the people that tend to watch those type of videos. When you when you live in Thailand or you live in Southeast Asia for a long period of time, most people stop watching videos about the country they live in because they live in that country. So it makes more sense to target your content toward people that are looking to move to that country, looking to take a vacation there, or are very new to the country. But then you would have a bunch of these old grumpy expats complaining that my content was like targeted toward tourists. Well, you have to understand that not everything is for everyone. You know, not every shoe is made for every foot, you know? So some people love the live streams, some people hate them. And if you hate them, that's okay. I have a main YouTube channel with 700,000 subscribers that hopefully that content is what you enjoy. So, hello from Australia. Carbon Fiber immediately replies with Australian breakdancing. I saw a meme yesterday talking about all the memes from the Olympics, and you had the Turkish sharpshooter. You had the what was he? The French dude that lost the pole vault because he smacked the pole with his dick, and yeah, the winner of the meme Olympics is hands down the Australian female breakdancer. Hands down the winner of the Olympic memes. Richards, yeah. I watched Xiao Mai. What's how do you say his name? Xiao Mai. I watch him too. The guy that speaks Mandarin. Well, he speaks a bunch of different languages. Yeah, yeah. He gets crazy views, dude. He gets crazy views, bro. Yeah, I like his videos. Xiao Mai. I think that's how you say his name. Yeah, I've watched a ton of his videos. Most of his videos, Richard, are in like um, Chinatown in New York. I'm just like speaking Mandarin and Cantonese and what's that other language that he speaks? It's like some very strange, like off the uh begins with an F, some weird Chinese dialect. Yeah, ray gun. Man, what do you guys think about yeah, ray gun? What do you guys think about the Australian female breakdancer? Is she just trolling? Bro, is she just trolling? Was she just trolling? Seriously. I mean, I think it's a possibility that this girl was literally just trolling. Sir Wolf Reacts, what's up? Good morning, guys. If you're just joining the live stream, man, I'm just chilling, man. Just chilling, dude. 4 days in a row. Live streams 4 days in a row. Never been done before, at least not on this channel. I think she was just trolling. Yeah. What did they breakdance to? Did they breakdance to DMB? I love some old school DMB. I didn't watch the Olympics. Honestly, I don't care. Richard, exactly. Yeah, when he busts that out, dude, people's brains explode when he busts that like weird dialect. It's like super, super local dialect out. She's a troll. She hurt their credit big time. Yeah, she had to be trolling, bro. Discovering Thailand. Hell nah, man. They would assassinate me. Yeah, she has to be trolling. Yeah, that chick had to be trolling. Was there any other breakdancer? Exactly, that's my point. She knew she was not good enough to become famous off just skill, and now she is hands down. She is the most famous breakdancer in the world. She is the most famous breakdancer on planet Earth because of her just trolling, right? Yeah, I'm addicted to these things, man. Oh, Hilton Head in the house. What's up, Scott? Good morning or good evening. Yeah, even when I left to go travel, I bought 3 of these. I bought 3 of these and I took them with me when I went and traveled. I was in the Philippines, I was in Poland walking around with one of these. Yeah, man, the new ZR1's crazy, Richard. Yeah, 1,000 horsepower factory. What is going on in the world? 1,000 horsepower from a factory car? And the fact that it's turbo, man, dude, you put like downpipes, catless downpipes, and a tune and crank the booster up a little bit, it'll make 1,000 wheel horsepower easy. Easy 1,000 wheel horsepower. Yeah, she's the most famous breakdancer in the world now. Yeah. She's just she memed her way into fame, basically. Next thing you know, she's gonna have like sponsorships from, like clothing brands and stuff like that. It's crazy. Yeah, Richard, what do you think that car is gonna make it'll probably make what, 900 wheel horsepower? You do downpipes, catless downpipes, tune, crank the boost up, it'll make 1,000 wheel horsepower easy. You have cars make 1,000 wheel horsepower bolt-ons. It's crazy. I mean, if they're comfortable, was it 1,062 horsepower? 1,062 or 1,064 horsepower or whatever. If they're comfortable with that, with a factory warranty, I mean, it can handle 1,200. Yeah, of course. I love the Hawk Tuah girl. Um, Somebody was asking what I was sniffing. This is like, uh, it's a Thailand inhaler. It's, it's basically like, Vicks, like Vicks. Yeah, 900 wheel and a dyno jet. Yeah. Downpipes and a tune, easy another 100 horsepower. 5.5-liter V8 twin turbos. Dude, like 5 PSI more boost, easy 1,000 wheel horsepower. Transmission will be the problem? Yeah, for sure. Transmission definitely be the problem. Took your advice, got my money back from the hotel booked. Nice, man. Looking for a week or 2, give me time to find an apartment. Smart man. Where are you going again? Bangkok? Yeah, an Airbnb apartment is so much better, dude. You have like, if you have an Airbnb apartment, you have like a washer so you can do your own laundry. You can do your own laundry when you want. You have, like a kitchen with like utensils and stuff. I mean, you're not going to be cooking, but you can order Grab, and you have like you're going to have like a decent couch. You're going to have a bigger TV. It's just more comfortable. Discovered that my scooter was transformed into a half submarine this morning. Parked it in the wrong place. Wow. Yeah, Airbnb, more privacy. Yeah, Airbnb is the way to go. That sucks, dude. Is it raining that bad in Bangkok? It has shocked me. My 10 days in Bangkok, it poured every single day. But if you guys could see outside the window here in Pattaya, man, uh, beautiful blue skies. I don't think it's rained in like 3 days. Like, it's not raining much at all. Yeah, Bangkok to get the city life out of my system, then down by you. Nice, man. What is up? Sweden in the house? Chad, check out the Evo on Redriven. It's 800 horsepower Evo with a 40K sequential gearbox. The sound of the thing is insane. Sounds like a transformer. Nice, man. I have a buddy of mine, um, Australian guy that lives here he lives in Phuket. Um, a good friend of mine. He's Australian, but he's been here for like 10 years, and he's in the process of building an Evo that's going to be about 800 horsepower with a sequential. He's building it here in Thailand. How much cash would you have to bring if I wanted to move to Thailand from Germany? That's literally my goal. How much cash would you need to bring? I mean, bro, anywhere between, if you wanted to move here, anywhere between, I don't know, $500,000, 500,000 to 50 million US dollars is my answer. 500,000 to 50 million US dollars. Are you 80 years old and you're going to be dead in 10 years? Are you 20 years old and you plan to live to 80 years old? You plan to live in an apartment? You plan to live in a house? Do you have a wife and 6 kids? Do you have 6 wives and 10 kids? Just really depends. It's like, how long is a piece of string type of thing. Somebody asked what it says on my arm. It says, what does not kill me only makes me stronger. Ohio's in the house. What is up? What is up? Scott says vacation advice is half as much clothes, twice as much money. I agree. One of the biggest mistakes people make when it comes to traveling is overpacking, is bringing way too many clothes. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see people make. One of the great things about here in Thailand is, man, you can get stuff for so cheap. You can get shirts, you can get swimming trunks, you can get flip flops. You can go to a Tesco, a Lotus, and buy shirts or boxers or anything you need, and it's extremely cheap. So my advice for people is always to pack light. Don't do check bags. Don't do check bags. Uh, I've showed you guys before. I essentially have when I travel, I have 2 bags. I have a large backpack. It's a large backpack, but it's specifically made to the exact dimensions of the max carry-on size that you can have. And then I have a normal backpack. And I just traveled 2 months, Philippines and Poland, no checked luggage. No checked luggage. Camera equipment, clothes, everything you need. And as long as you're staying in Airbnbs, you have a washer. So you can wash clothes every 3 days. So it's not that big of a deal. Tony, I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for the super chat, man. $10. Yeah, it's a couple beers, couple sunset beers, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it, Tony. I'm unmarried, but have 2 kids. They're almost adults now. One will be 18 next March. The other one will be 15 by the end. Becoming alone. Yeah, man. So most people, honestly, if you're moving to Thailand, I tell people to budget. You can live in Thailand. I tell people to budget between 1,500 to 3,000 US dollars per month. That's what most people live on in Thailand. 1,500 to 3,000 US dollars per month. The $1,500 range is if you don't drink or you drink very little, you don't have a girlfriend, you're not into nightlife, and you're eating Thai food pretty much every day. And you can be very, very comfortable on $1,500 a month. Really, you can probably do it even less, but you would rather have more money than not enough money. I always tell people $1,500 is like your entry into having a good life in Thailand. $1,500, you don't drink or you drink very little. You don't date or you date very little. You don't have a girlfriend living with you that you pay for everything, and you live a simple but good life. $3,000 is you go out every weekend and party, you date, you eat Thai food, but you also have a steak once a month. You have a burger or like, more high-end food once or twice a week, and you don't really worry about the money you spend. I mean, most people, I probably spend $2,000 a month. I probably spend about $2,000 a month here. I don't even check. You know, I mean, I really don't check what, I don't really don't worry about what things cost. Um, unless I'm buying like, something expensive. But, when you go to dinner, basic stuff, I don't try to budget and I still only spend like $2,000 a month. What's up, RJ? RJ checking in from LA. Do you always lease 2 condos in Thailand? No, I had 2 condos for about 8 months. I had a condo in Pattaya and a condo in Bangkok for about 8 months at one point. Um, but then I just realized that that was stupid. Because the thing is most of the time when I go to Bangkok, I'm in Bangkok to attend car shows. Um, I'm in Bangkok to attend car shows, and most of those car shows are not in the car shows and motorsports activities in Bangkok are not in the area in Bangkok which I lived or you would want to live. I suggest um if you're living in Bangkok, you wanna live within walking distance of the BTS train system, so you can easily get around the city and not deal with the traffic. But the problem is most of the automotive events, the car shows, the drag race events, the drift events, all of that stuff is normally like an hour to an hour and a half north of Bangkok in the Pattaya Thani province of Bangkok. So, I would leave Pattaya and I would drive to my condo in Bangkok, and then I would stay at my condo in Bangkok, and then I would still have to drive an hour to an hour and a half north of Bangkok to attend the car events. And then when the car events were over, I'd have to drive an hour back into the city to go to my condo. And it really doesn't make sense. What makes sense is because hotels are so cheap in Thailand, just to get a hotel by the car show or get a hotel by the drag race event or whatever. You can stay within a 5-minute drive of the event and you can get a really good hotel for 20 bucks a night. Like a very clean, modern, nice hotel for 20 to $30 a night. So it just makes sense for have one condo in Pattaya and then when I go to attend an event, get a hotel near the event. Pack a bag and yeah. So what's up, Dan? Any updates on cream pie? Right now we're just waiting on parts, dude. Just waiting on parts. I mean, everything's pretty much torn apart. Um, I mean, Forza GT got all that stuff done really, really quick. Oh, I did get my new brake rotors. Are you guys ready to see my new brake rotors? So, I did just get my new brake rotors in. So, I just got my new brake rotors done. I think they came out really good. What do you guys think? They look good? So, got my new brake rotors. Um, no, but for real, yeah. Pretty much completely torn apart. So, everything's torn apart. Those brake rotors are real. They're not mine, but they are real. Those were made in Thailand. I'm serious. Those really were made in Thailand. But yeah, at this point, we're just waiting on parts. Yeah, just waiting on parts for cream pie. Um, yeah, that's it, really. I, I'm totally trolling. Those are not my brake rotors, but they are hilarious. Those do exist. They're real. They were made in Bangkok. So there's a company in Bangkok that does like custom brakes, and that does custom brakes. Basically, what they do is where they specialize in is taking calipers off like newer Porsches or like different cars that come factory with Brembos and retrofitting those calipers onto other cars using custom caliper brackets, basically. And they do engraving on rotors as well, like slotted and drilled and slotted rotors. And somebody got him to do that. Martin, Cannonball this weekend, Chad. Um, I will probably. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do as far as what's going on with the Cannonball. So obviously they will be in Bangkok. So for those that don't know, the Cannonball is going from uh, Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, to Singapore, and they have two stops in Thailand. The first stop is in Bangkok, and the second stop is in Krabi. So I don't know if I'm going to do both, or if I'm just going to go to Bangkok, or I'm considering just going to the event in Krabi. I'm considering doing that. Thailand has a huge car industry. I would know. I sell industrial robots all over Southeast Asia. Industry is booming in Thailand. That is facts, man. Thailand has one of the largest automotive manufacturing industries in definitely in Southeast Asia. The only countries in Asia, you know, I mean, obviously Korea, China, Japan makes a lot of cars, but for Southeast Asia specifically, I think Thailand probably makes more cars than anyone else in Southeast Asia. Yeah, Central World Bangkok, Martin. Yeah, correct. So in Bangkok, the gumball is stopping at Central World, and then the next day they go to Krabi. So yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe I'm going to attempt to. I think my plan is to go to Central World, try to meet people, and try to convince somebody to let me ride with them from Bangkok to Krabi. That's what I'm going to try to do. I am drinking Gatorade, sir. Strawberry flavor, sugar free Gatorade. Yeah, that's gonna be my goal. That is going to be my goal. We'll see if it's gonna happen. One of my goddaughters has to have her E36 M3 rebuilt after someone ran into her car while it was parked. That sucks, dude. I hope you guys are, I hope you guys are getting some type of value adjustment out of that because that car is going up in value a lot, and it being in an accident. I don't know if it's been in any accidents before, but yeah, that sucks. Exactly how much is a MK4 right-hand drive super cost in Thailand? About the same price as what it costs in the US. A nice one, a nice MK4 twin turbo manual Supra here is about 75 to 100,000 US dollars. Yeah. Martin, you're correct. The blue Gatorade is better, but sugar free. I'm trying to cut down on my sugar intake. Yeah, the Toyota Supra is one of those cars that is about the same price here as it is back in the US. So, I really, really want to, I man, it is goals over the next couple years. I really want to buy a Mark IV Super here. Like, my goal is to have my Yamaha X Max motorbike, a daily driver, cream pie, and a Mark IV Supra. Because cream pie and the Mark IV Super, they're both rear wheel drive. They're both rear wheel drive manual transmission cars, but they're both drastically different. Cream pie being a German car, the Super being a JDM car, cream pie being naturally aspirated V8, Super being, inline six, big turbo, blow off valve, whooshy turbo noises. Yeah, I really want a nice Mark IV Supra. That said, Toyota Mark IV 93. That said, a Mark V Supra here is 150,000 US dollars. If you go buy a brand new Mark V Supra here, it's 150,000 US dollars. So, Mark IV Supra doesn't sound like a bad deal, right? Richard says there's been a bunch of JDM Mark IV imports recently. You can get a nice 5-speed NA for around 40K. Yeah, man, if you're gonna build a car, if you're gonna build one, I mean, you're gonna build it and drive it, and it's not gonna be a collectible, and you're gonna put miles on it, Richard. If you're gonna turn it into a drag car or something like that, you know, I mean, it's not a bad route to go. You know, it'd be right hand drive, which some people think right hand drive is a positive, some people think it's a negative. You know, like in the U.S., having a right hand drive car is kind of dumb because just the roads and the drive-throughs and it's just not built for right-hand drive cars. Um, you know, so I prefer 110cc scooters, Honda Cub. They're easy in Thai traffic. Larger motorbikes are too heavy for Thai traffic. If I go on a road trip, I rent a bigger one. Yeah, I have a X Max 300. But an X Max 300 wouldn't be. So that's my motorbike. X Max 300. Uh, X Max 300 is definitely too big for Bangkok. If you lived in Bangkok, you wouldn't want to ride that. Here, it's okay. Uh, you know, here it's fine. I just tuned in. What's today's topic? No topic, sir. No topic for today's live stream. Just hanging out, chatting, chilling, dude, chilling. Clean body, build the motor, big turbo. Just getting hard to find left-hand drive under 80K. Yeah, man. And I mean, I'm 100% used to driving right-hand drive cars now. I thought it was going to be weird driving a right-hand drive car, shifting with my left hand, Richard. But now I'm snatching 2 to 3 shifts at 8,500 RPM and feeling pretty confident about it. I think it takes you a good. It took me probably a month, and after a month, shifting with my left hand was second nature. I thought it was gonna take me a lot longer to get used to driving a right-hand drive car, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. Where I'm from in Manila, 90s Euro cars are cheaper than JDM cars because they already come left-hand drive from the factory. Yeah, 90s European cars here are way cheaper. That's one reason I own an E30. It's the same here, dude. Um, yes, I'm going to do content on the gumball for sure. For sure. Definitely. Definitely gonna do content on the gumball. Um, but car guy noob. Yeah, same in Thailand. Same in Thailand. European cars here, even though this is right-hand drive, European cars here, 90s Euro cars here are way cheaper than 90s JDM cars. Way cheaper. Way, way cheaper. Connor says, last day in Thailand, unfortunately, fly home at 1 a.m. Damn, dude, that sucks. Where are you? What part of Thailand are you in? Isn't Isan the dream for car people? It's seen some very nice builds up there. Not really. The only place I have a friend that has like one of the best shops in Thailand, when it comes to building, like fully building high horsepower cars, drift and drag cars, and he's in Karat. Yeah, he's in Karat. But besides that, the vast majority of the really good race shops and restoration shops are in the greater Bangkok area. Not in central Bangkok, but they're in most of them are in Lat Pral, Pattaya Thani. Yeah. Cream pie will be back probably a month and a half. Honestly, the hold up is parts. We're just waiting on parts. Um, Isan does have the best music, 100%, and chicken, 100%, 100%. They do not have the best car builders, but Richard is 100% correct. They have the best music and the best, and the best chicken. They have some good chicken, man. Here we go.
Come on.
Does this work? Can you guys hear it? The Isan EDM?
1, 2, 3, come on. Jump. 1, 2, 3, come on.
Connor says he is in Bangkok. Having an Isan party live stream. Okay. I love Isan EDM, man. I love Isan EDM. Love it. Connor says I'm in Bangkok at the moment in Central La Prau, but been to Patong, Rawai. If you're in Bangkok, I suggest you go to what is the name of that tower? What is the name of that tower? Oh, here it is. Boom. My advice is for you to go here, bro. Go there. It has a glass floor. So this is the tallest public place. This is the tallest public place in all of Thailand, the tallest public building that you can go to, and it has a glass floor. It's a really good place for a sunset. So, yeah, that's my suggestion. There, and then go sit at the bar that is at the entrance of Nana Plaza on Soy 4. Have a drink and people watch between 8 and 9 p.m. That is my advice. Correct. Do yes, that's a good point. Do a quick cheap doctor checkup if you're going home. Thailand has the 8 best healthcare in the world. Thailand has fantastic healthcare. Uh I would go to that sky deck, go get a massage, eat some pad krapao, and then go people watch at Nana Plaza. That's what I would do. John says his next car will either be an E60 M5 or Audi R8. Both great choices. Fantastic. Hey, what's up, brother? I got back to Thailand about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I got back to Thailand about 2 weeks ago. Um, I was in Bangkok for 10 days, and then I've been back here in Pattaya for almost a week now. So a little more than 2 weeks. It is nice to be back, man. It is so good to be back. We are 43 minutes into this live stream. I'm gonna watch some videos here. I have some videos that I want to watch with you guys. So yesterday we were having a yesterday we were having a pretty in-depth conversation about the best sounding engines. It was a very, very in-depth, good conversation. We talked about the best sounding four cylinder, the best sounding six cylinder, the best sounding V8, the best sounding V10, and the best sounding V12. And in my opinion, the out of all of those, the one that we had the most difficult in our discussions was the best sounding V8. And because I was watching videos on Ferrari 355s, um, because I was watching uh because I was watching videos on 355s, this popped up and it actually they just posted this video 2 days ago. And it's from Cars and Bids, the Cars and Bids YouTube channel. If you don't know, this is Daddy Doug's. This is Daddy Doug's um his auction site. And I'm assuming this is going to be pretty epic. So this is the ultimate track day Ferrari. a 1995 F355 race car. It is a gutted, caged Ferrari 355. Now, I am going to assume that this is going to be pretty freaking sick. That is my guess. So, yeah, we're gonna check this out. This should be good, right? Yeah, that car is a track car. Oh, that is sick. Yeah, this guy is from the Smoking Tire. Ooh. See you later, Brad. No sound? No sound? Do we not have sound?
With this car.
No sound now?
Oh my God! Ah! Wow!
Silent film. We're working on it. What about now? Do we
Hello,
have sound
everybody.
now?
My name is Zach Clapp.
Scott, you 100% correct. Now it works. Okay. Cool. Good. Okay, my bad, guys.
I'm moonlighting from the Smoking Tire for a very, very good reason. Because today we are here in Miami at the Concours Club, a country club racetrack. Because Curated
Yeah, when I
is
saw this
allowing me to
guy's
drive
name,
a Ferrari
Blackman,
355.
I was like, that's the guy
And
from the
I have
Smoking
wanted to drive
Tire.
one of these for a very, very, very long time. But this is not a normal 355, nor is it a normal 355 challenge, even though it kind of looks like one. So today I'm going to
So
tell you
he's
everything that's
never
going on with
driven
this car,
a
and then you can go bid on it on Cars and Bids.
355
In
Ferrari? This is the
1995,
first
Ferrari
one he's gonna
unveiled their
drive?
new mid-engine V8 powered sports car, the 355. To understand
What
that,
a
you need to
baller
understand
track
who
car.
was running Ferrari at the time. His name was Luca Di Montezemolo. This man's career is incredible. In the early 70s, he gets hired to be Enzo Ferrari's assistant. The next year, he is assigned to manage Scuderia, Ferrari's Formula One team. The year after that, they won the Drivers' Championship, and they repeated it again in 1977. Both championships thanks to Niki Lauda. Let's jump ahead to 1991. Enzo Ferrari has passed away, he's been dead for a few years, and Ferrari is struggling. So Luca gets promoted to become the president. He drives the Ferrari 348, the predecessor to this car, and he says, why is this car so bad? Because the 348 was known for being hard to drive in traffic, heating problems, handling was kind of weird. It was just not a great car. Fix this, is what he said. This is why the 1994 348, the last year they made, actually drove really good, because underneath it was the development bones that became the 355. While the 355 shared a steel monocoque and a rear tubular subframe with the 348, it had new suspension geometry. They had new welds, so it was 30% stiffer. It was easier to drive in traffic. It was a better car overall. And while the engine was kind of carried over, it was punched out from 3.4 liters to 3.5 and then given 5 valves instead of 4, increasing horsepower. That's where the name comes from, 355. Part of the reason that Luca said the 348 was so bad was that the Acura NSX had just come out and was so good at everything. All right, so you're probably wondering, why does this car have yellow stickers, a roof scoop, and a giant wing on it?
Because
Well,
race car.
beginning with the
Duh.
348, Ferrari made a single mark racing series, Ferrari Challenge, and they would support people that wanted to turn a road car
I didn't
into
know
a
that
race
they
car. They
had
did this with
challenge cars back
355s.
then.
About 108 were made of them. You'd order them from the dealership, and the
I knew
factory
they
would install
had
some parts, the
458
dealership would
and,
install some other parts, and
the
boom,
more
you
modern
have a
Ferraris had challenge
now
series.
non-street legal
I didn't
Ferrari
know they
that you
had
can go
challenge series
racing.
back
It was
then.
like Spec Miata for people who traded in oil futures or invented Botox. But this is not an official Ferrari F355 challenge. It actually has a much more interesting story. This car was purchased in 1995 in New York, and just 1 year later, it was stolen. It was discovered missing the hood, the doors, the interior, the wheels, and the tires. What was left was purchased by a racing shop who said, well, let's turn one man's trashed Ferrari into another man's golden race car. Now, because this was not an official F355 challenge car, they couldn't race it in that series. So they built
so
it
this is
so
not
that it
actually
could
a
race in
challenge
the
car.
new Speed Vision Challenge series. I know the names are kind of confusing. Speed Vision was a TV channel. TV channels were a
This
thing
is
we
a
used to
road
watch
car
before streaming
that was
existed.
stolen
And Speed
and
Vision
was
had bought a
turned
racing
into
series that they would
a
show on
race
this
car.
television. Now,
Not
here's where
a
things get
factory
crazy,
delivered race
because
car.
it is estimated that $300,000 of 1990s money was invested in this car to make it into what you see today.
Wow.
A fully built, psychotic race car. In the front, it doesn't look that different from a 355 Challenge, because those cars also had to have permanently mounted tow hooks, you know, in case someone has a oopsie. But that never happened in any Ferrari Challenge series. If you search for it on YouTube, you know, Ferrari Challenge series crash, you'll find 0 videos. You do have this incredibly aggressive carbon front splitter. And there's also carbon fiber doors. This stuff was made in the late 90s. It's an option on cars that cost $28,000 today. But back then, that was not the case. You also might notice the fuel filler cap mounted in the center of the hood for refueling
$300,000
during big races, of course. And then that
In
incredible large
1995.
roof scoop. And that's not for keeping the cabin cool. That sends air
300
directly
grand in
into the air
1995.
box,
I mean, 300
giving the
grand today
engine
is a
even more
insane
power.
amount of money.
One of the things that Ferrari would give you if you ordered an F355 Challenge, an official car, were better brakes. They're actually Brembos that came from the F40. It's quite a hand-me-down.
Oh.
And then the wheels are small, light, and hollow, like a bird's bones. They're magnesium, so that has the least amount of
Magnesium
rotating mass
wheels
possible.
and
The
brakes from the
GTB
F40.
came with electronically
Nice.
adjustable shock absorbers. Pretty rad for the mid-90s. Very common today, of course. The race cars came with a stiffer fixed spring, but this thing has Penske three-way shocks. This whole car was built to chase other cars. That's what's so cool about it is, you know, the Ferrari Challenge Series is rad, but you're racing other Ferraris of the exact same make. So it's a spec series, that's rad. But this was going up against Porsches, Corvettes, Aston Martins, all kinds of other cars. So it had to be competitive. From the front, this looks like a race car, but you see cars on the street driving around with tow hooks mounted for style with like a little gymnast ring
Check out
hanging
the
from it or a
single
Hello Kitty
exit
dongle, sure, whatever.
license plate
You get
exhaust.
back here and you realize,
That's
no,
pretty sick.
this car is serious. This is an actual race car. The transponder is a giveaway. The transponder is how a racetrack keeps track of all the lap times of all the cars. Every time they go past a certain point on the track, a signal is sent to a computer and it tells you that the car ran a 1 minute or a 59.5 or a 102 or whatever. Two of the other giveaways are the giant rear diffuser. These look like speakers that you would see on a US Army base from World War II. There's a carbon fiber diff cover under there, and the diff says Ferrari on it, which is just in case you needed a reminder and you happen to be laying on the ground. The exhaust system is insane.
God, of
I mean,
course.
it's a super trap
I've
pipe,
watched
but
Donut
it's an
Media for
8-to-1
years.
system. And it actually fixes one of the most notorious problems that the 355 had, which were cracking exhaust manifolds, which is an expensive thing to fix. I was gonna put my hand in the exhaust tip to show you what it looks like, but I don't want that image getting screen grabbed on the internet. So just use your eyes. It's big. Speaking of big, this wing is enormous. It's carbon fiber, it's adjustable, and obviously it helps with downforce at speed.
What is that in the
This keeps
background?
the back of the car planted to the ground as it goes around high-speed corners. Something you won't see very often is a carbon fiber engine cover like this one. This speed, just use your eyes. It's big.
See that in the background?
Speaking of
That's like there's some crazy stuff going on in the background here. Over here on the left, that's a new Ford GT. The silver gray car is a new Ford GT. And then in front of the Ferrari, looks like a Diablo like VT, with like a big wing. It looks like a Diablo race car. What the hell? I mean, it is Miami, so
Big, this wing is enormous. It's carbon fiber, it's adjustable, and obviously it helps with downforce at speed. This keeps the back of the car planted to the ground as it goes around high-speed corners. Something you won't see very often is a carbon fiber engine cover like this one. This is very, very cool. First of all, you can see that the roof scoop feeds right into here. This is the air box for the engine. It's where the air goes into the intake plenum and then goes into the cylinders, where it then helps gasoline light on fire.
I watch both as well.
Here we come to the heartbeat,
I still watch
the
Donut
orchestra.
Media,
One of the main reasons why I love small engine Ferraris so much, because they sound so good.
Yep, I agree.
3.5 liter V8 engine.
What we were talking
The
about
regular
yesterday.
355 and Challenge had the same engine, 375 horsepower. The dry sump engine, the Challenge cars had a little bit more cooling added. This is not that. This is a 14-to-1 built motor that has about 433 horsepower, dyno tested. It's got a new racing clutch bearing. The head gaskets have recently been replaced. And if you look in here, you can tell that this is not factory stuff. There's way too many cool anodized fittings for this to be from a factory. Now this car has what's called a trans-axle. A lot of cars have them, especially mid-engine cars. That means that the transmission and the axle are one unit and they are mounted behind the engine. By moving the engine to the middle of the car, you help with the car's balance. It also helps with the acceleration compared to a front-engine car. As I said before, this does not have the normal suspension that a Challenge car came with. This has Penske three-way adjustable shocks. And right here, you actually have the remote reservoirs and the adjustment knobs for that suspension.
That's crazy.
The remote reservoir system also allows the shock fluid to stay a little bit cooler than if it was all housed in the shock itself.
$12,000.
Now, as you can see by looking around,
$14,000
this is full race car. This is all business, no fun. Racing is not the safest activity in the world, but it has gotten a lot safer because of rules, regulations, and the inventions of a lot of different gear. So to turn this into a race car that could enter the Speed Vision Challenge series, they had to install a bunch of stuff. Roll cage, of course. Just like the Challenge cars from Ferrari, you had to have a roll cage. You need racing harnesses because they will hold you in much better than a 3-point seatbelt. You also need a fire suppression system. That's that tank down there. If the car catches itself on fire, something goes wrong, you hit a button and it dumps fire retardant over a lot of parts of the car and hopefully extinguishes any fire that has started or stops it from growing any larger. And then there's also an engine cutoff switch, and you just turn it, like this one. You turn that and it cuts off all electricity going to the engine and basically turns the engine off. The ECU, it looks like an electronics store just was dumped back there. You can see the relays, the wires, anything you might need to change is quickly accessible.
I wonder if this car runs
Drilled
factory
racing
ECU or not.
pedals, aluminum saves weight. There's no fancy dashboard, there's no carpeting, no sound deadening, none of that stuff. This is all exposed metal. Again,
Serious business.
saves weight, and the fewer soft things, the less there is that could possibly catch on fire. You've got a system for monitoring your lap times, and then of course the Motec readout here. This will give you all of your crucial engine information like RPMs,
I was wondering if it was
gear,
factory
etc.
ECU or not.
It's as legible as possible. You've got a shift light at the top. That will tell you when
When he
red
was
lines
talking
happen.
about the ECU,
center
I was
console
like,
looks like
is
it
it
was
stock
stolen from a
ECU?
Cessna.
Is it just
that
like a
I
stock
built
Ferrari
myself
engine?
and then
Like stock
didn't
tune?
pass FAA
But
regulations.
Motec.
You can control your fans.
For those don't know,
you have a main
that
on switch, and then you have a starter
is
button.
about 10
and that's
grand.
all you need. There's no climate
So,
control. There's no stereo.
this car
There's no
has
nothing. It's just the essentials.
$25,000
Whatever you need
and
to
just
be allowed
shocks
on
to the
track
ECU.
is there, and there's nothing else.
Something you might notice is that the ergonomics in this car are bad.
I find
And
it
that's
funny you
something
talk about
Ferrari
safety,
didn't
but it's
really
not wearing
figure out until
a helmet or
the
gloves.
430 or 458. So we have a
I don't
steering wheel
wear
that can
gloves
adjust up
when
and
I
down. But
do track events.
look
But
how
wearing a
far away
helmet,
it is.
especially
The
with that
rule
roll
with
cage,
track driving
right
is
there
if
by
you
his
can reach
head.
out and put your
Yeah, you
wrist
should-
on the
you should
top
have a
of the
helmet.
wheel with a bend in your elbow, that's optimal. This is not. It also wiggles a little bit. But my
That seems
feet
sketchy.
are fine. My legs fit. I'm pretty much the right size for this thing. If I wore a helmet, it would probably be rubbing on this roof.
Oh.
And if you're 6 feet tall, this probably isn't the car for you. Although, I can't tell. It's possible you could mount the seat lower, but the passenger seat looks like it's mounted to the chassis, or to the unibody rather. So I don't think there's a way you could lower that seat at all.
You wouldn't fit in it.
A funny thing about the 355s is that the driver's seat is actually aligned more close to the center of the car than the passenger seat. So I'm pretty inset from where a window would be. Well, that's not good. This wheel needs the telescope, because if my fingers go in here, they're getting cut off.
Seems kind of janky.
That's...
Bro, look at how close
Double
the
A
steering
back.
wheel is to the housing of the gauge cluster. Look at how close, like this, it's like this.
Oh!
Like, the steering wheel needs to come back.
Wow. Brake pedal, stiff. Downshifting. Heel toe is easy. Letting the clutch out, you just
I'm
do
sure
it.
this thing is intense to drive.
Gated shifter sounds and feels incredible.
Bro, you couldn't even fit your fingers between the steering wheel and the top of the steering wheel
That is so loud.
and the
it
dash.
revs so fast. You can't hear any of this, I know.
I better have some exterior shots and flyby. If not, get it together, bro.
Wow. Yeah. You spend all the money on the sound. I get it. Wow. Redline 8,000. I'm shifting at 75. I don't want to buy a Ferrari today. Even though it has a fuel cutoff. God, it's so hard to steer though. You just can't get the wheel.
Yeah. Bro, look at that. What the hell's going on there? Like, the steering wheel is... Do you see? It's like... The top of the steering wheel is almost touching the dash.
I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say.
I'm sure it's still crazy. to
Jesus
drive.
Christ. I think I'm gonna cry. Oh my God. That's enough. Religious experience? I've never said that before. The sound is even better than I imagined it would be, and I've heard these drive around all the time, but it is truly one of the greatest sounds I've ever heard in my life. You couldn't hear anything but the engine, so you probably heard it. Hopefully the audio captured it. Ergonomics are so challenging. This wheel needs to be brought back like 8 inches, because if I needed to catch any kind of oversteer, anything, like I can't fit my finger between the steering wheel
crazy.
and the dashboard.
That's crazy they gave him that car like
Manual, not assisted. You'd get used to it quickly. A lot of track cars have manual brakes because you can be more precise with your feel and your braking pressure.
My guess is whoever
a lot
owns
of
this car
some race cars
doesn't
didn't have
really race
ABS,
it or drive it. It's
but
just
a lot
like
of
a
times
showpiece
the
type of
difference between perfect threshold braking and locking the brakes up or braking too gently is like a millimeter. I mean, the pressure is almost unquantifiable, but your foot just knows. So that's why they're manual brakes. They're just stiff and tough to get used to. It felt like it had a lot of grip. I didn't explore the limits, obviously. This track is sort of like out and back, so it's a lot of tight, like second gear corners, not a lot of sweeper things. And between the steering alone just made me feel reserved. I wanted to be careful. Here's what I'll say about this thing. The argument for buying this is a confusing one. And honestly, the argument for buying a 355 Challenge, a regular one, is tough because you can't drive it on the road, right? So it's a track-only car. And it was only allowed to race in a specific series, and that series doesn't exist anymore. The engines are known for having some fragile things that you'd have to fix, of course. This is good because if it's gonna be a track car anyway, why not go all the way? You know, you're not in a spec series anymore, so have an engine that has 433 horsepower. And by the way, power doesn't really kick in until 70, 100 RPM, and then it rips. So you have an engine that's fully built and hopefully more reliable than the regular 355 engine. The negatives of this car, though, are it's even more rare. So finding a shop that can work on this could be more challenging than finding one that can work on a regular 355. You can take a 355 challenge to a Ferrari dealership, and they'll be able to work on it because they know what the engine is. But this, it's more of a science experiment. You have to have a motorsports shop or the shop that built the engine work on it because they're going to be the ones that understand it. The rest of the car is car. Wires, Motec stuff, not as complicated. It's fairly simple, and there's not a lot of fancy electronics like you might have with a modern track car with fancy traction control systems. You could go out and you could buy a Spec Miata or a Spec E46 or a Radical, a Caterham. There's a number of track-specific options for a person with this budget. But for me,
but they're not going to give you that experience.
What I fell in love with
those are better
cars is shape, sound, and feedback. The shifter is without parallel.
Dated 6-speed.
It feels good. This is a rod actuated shifter. One of the changes they made from the 348, that was cable actuated. So some of that direct sensation is because you are moving metal rods. The shifter click, exposed gate, I mean, it's in my brain from childhood. Seeing Ferraris with exposed gated shifters, I think they're the coolest thing in the world. But they don't just look cool, they feel good. And the car sounds good. And unless you're in a racing series, any track special is special. You can learn from any of them. So I think with a few ergonomic tweaks, if you're the right size and you like Ferraris or you just like music, this is a pretty exciting option. So if you like this car and what it could be, you can bid on it on Cars and Bids. And I just want to say huge thank you to Curated for making a dream come true. I've always wanted to drive a 355. And shout out to Concours Club for hosting us here and letting me drive this thing on their track, because driving this on the street would not have done it any justice, especially the Miami streets, which are basically a grid. So thank you guys for watching.
So this this car is basically you know, as Zach said, there are a ton of cars out there that are track day special cars. You know, an Aero Atom, Caterham, more streetcar stuff as far as like, Spec E30s or Z06s that are a far superior car from, track times when it comes to actually participating in wheel-to-wheel racing. But I don't think I think the person that buys this car, they buy it because of the way it looks, because of the way it sounds. It's a very analog, exciting, visceral, just wild driving experience. Because gated 6-speed manual, 3.5 liter V8 Ferrari that revs to 8,000 RPM and it makes the sounds that it makes. Unfortunately, they didn't have any clips of this car from the exterior doing like flybys. I really wish we would have been able to see that, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm sure the thing is absolutely sick. Yeah, that particular car, I can't believe, especially they're trying to sell that car. Why did they not get a proper uh why not get a proper steering wheel in that car that was spaced back? Mike Thompson, have you heard DDE's 6.2 manual Murcielago straight pipe? Yes, I've seen videos of that car. Is DDE coming to the gumball? Somebody told me they were, but then somebody told me that um, they weren't gonna get a car there in time or something. Something was coming up. Shout out to Doug DeMiro for the creation of Cars and Bids, man. That guy, Doug, made so much money, dude. Just making stupid YouTube videos, and he's worth tens of millions of dollars now. It's freaking insane. Goals. Hopefully, I'm there one day. Super light SLC would be a great track day car. Yeah, you could probably buy a super light SLC for the same price as that. And I think the super lights, you can still drive them. I think you can still drive them on the road as well. I think they're road legal. Yeah, I think those are road legal as well. I've been watching you for years. I love you. Thanks, bro. I love you too. What do you think the future of donut media holds? All the good guys left. I like Nolan. Um, I like Nolan. Justin's okay. I like Nolan as well though. Um, yeah, I think they'll be okay. I mean, they're still getting crazy views, and Donut is, um, Donut is still putting out consistent, good content. Where like all Hoonigan does now is this versus that. That's literally Hoonigan should just rename their channel as this versus that. I think Donut will be okay. Uh, yeah, I think they'll be okay. I heard their SVJ is on a container ship and the Pacific is missing. Damon said he'll let us know the details later. Wow. What earbuds are you using? Um, I think they're so these earbuds are JBL. So it says JBL here, right? It says JBL here. And the packaging said JBL. But I bought them at some crappy little electronics store at a mall in Cebu, Philippines when I first started doing my live streams. Um, and I don't know if they're actually JBL. I think they're probably knockoffs. I think they're probably knockoffs. It says JBL here, and it said JBL on the case. But to be honest with you, probably I would say 75% certain they're not JBL. I'm sure they're fake. Good audio quality. My audio quality for what I'm speaking on is not coming out of this. It's coming out of this. So, yeah, the audio quality is not from the audio quality is not from it's not from the earbuds. Yeah. Yeah, Mighty Car Mods is still going strong as well. Yeah, they're still putting out great content. Yeah. Yeah, Ben, Hurt, Zach all went independent after leaving Hoonigan. Good for them, man. Yeah, good for them. It would be very difficult for me to imagine working for a YouTube channel and just getting a set salary and not benefiting from the channel's growth. And I don't know, man. Just putting in all that work, it's a lot of work, man. Being a YouTube content creator is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of stress. You have a lot going on, and not benefiting from the channel's success would be crazy, bro. Because a lot of those guys started at those channels when they had 100,000 subscribers, and they were getting like 100,000 views. And it got to the point where they had millions and millions of subscribers and getting millions of views. But I'm sure their pay increased somewhat, but they weren't truly benefiting uh, from they weren't truly benefiting from what they put into those channels and made those channels what they were. Uh, yeah. So I mean, good for them for going independent. I'm a big fan of what Vin is doing. Vin's channel is great. Hurt's not that consistent, which I'm not that consistent either, so I get it. And Hurt has a lot going on with Nappy Boy, so he has a lot going on there to deal with. Yeah, but I'm a big fan of what Vin is doing. I think Vin's creating some great content. So I have one other video that I want to watch with you guys, and actually, you know what? we're gonna save that video for tomorrow. There's another video that I want to watch with you guys, and I was gonna do it today, but we are already an hour and 15 minutes into this live stream, and I try to keep my live streams less than an hour and 30 minutes. And that video is 30 minutes long. And me stopping and talking about it and stuff like that will uh cause probably to push this live stream to over 2 hours, which I don't want to do. So, but anyway, I have to take a phone call. Somebody called me about a thing that I'm trying to organize for you guys for when you come to Thailand. And I need to call that person back because we're working on something that's a very, very big deal when you guys come to Thailand. It's something that you are going to want to partake in, and we have to have a discussion about that. So I need to make a phone call. So I'm going to end this live stream now. If you were here, part of the live stream, I appreciate you being here. If you're watching this live stream on replay, make sure you subscribe. Click on the bell icon to turn on notifications, and then you will know when I go live. You can be here and hang out and chat while I'm actually live. I appreciate your support, guys. Thanks for watching the stream, and I'll see you guys later.